What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB, back in the building, back with another video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into this really quickly, guys. Want to send a shout out and a congratulations to Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia. They had a huge accomplishment, guys, by outselling the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, at their live gate at the last pay-per-view, guys. Now, some of you guys know their pay-per-views fell in the same month. Errol Spence Jr., Danny Garcia was December the 5th. I had a chance to go out there and check it out. Had a great time. It was lit. Even with the COVID protocols in place, it was lit. The atmosphere was just great. Had a great time out there. Want to send a shout out to the people of Dallas. Really great people out there. Now, their live gate, they generated over $2.6 million, guys, selling 14,508 tickets. That's huge for the times that we're living in right now. And I think Canelo Alvarez, whose fight fell December the 19th, he generated over $2.3 million, 11,213 ticket sales. And that's nothing to sneeze at either, by the way. But what a lot of people are wondering, why is it that Canelo Alvarez live gate is less than Errol Spence Jr., even though he's the face of boxing? And I think it's a few things contributing to that. I think the first thing is that Canelo Alvarez fights on an app, DAZN, which is not really that big in the United States, so he's not getting the exposure here like Errol Spence Jr. does. Errol Spence Jr. is on PBC. You know, they have a network deal, so you're used to seeing Errol Spence Jr. on the TV, on the networks. It doesn't hurt that he's associated with the Dallas Cowboys. That's more exposure there for him. And then, you know, Canelo Alvarez doesn't speak English a lot, so I think that kind of hurts him as well. And then another thing, the fighters that Canelo's been fighting lately, he's been fighting a lot of European guys, and you know, European fighters aren't really that big here in the U.S. You know, we're more enamored with our own, you know, fighters here in the U.S. I think if he would have fought an American fighter at his last pay-per-view, I think he would have did a lot better at Livegate. I'm sure he probably would have outsold Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia if he would have fought somebody the likes of David Benavidez, who else? Jamal Charlo, or Caleb Plant. You know, those guys are American guys, and those are the fighters that, you know, Americans are familiar with. So I think he would have generated a lot more than fighting Callum Smith. Even though Callum Smith's a hell of a fighter, you know, Americans are just not really that familiar with him. So I think that was a contributing factor in why Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia Livegate was so much better than Canelo Alvarez. So I don't think this is a nail in the coffin for Canelo Alvarez, but I think he does need to concentrate more on fighting fighters in the U.S. If you're fighting in the U.S., then it's best that you fight fighters from the U.S., and then you'll get more eyes on you, in my opinion. But, you know, maybe you think different. So tell me what you think in the comment section about this, guys. Do you think it's a huge accomplishment? Errol Spence Jr., Danny Garcia. It was a hell of a fight. Had a great time. Like I said, congratulations to those guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this one. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.